Good evening and welcome to the Radical Race Series. Round 2 takes us to Silverstone on the old historic Grand Prix circuit. I am Tom Cairns in the commentary position. Alongside me is Jim Cunningham, who will be with me to analyse the action. Qualifying has just about got underway here. Oh, it will be in any moment. We'll see the cars out on the circuit preparing their first runs for qualifying to determine the grid. For the first of two races, we've got the sprint, which will be 9 laps long, and it'll be the feature race that is determined by the top 10 finishers in reverse on the grid for that, and it'll be 15 laps in total to round out the evening. Let's have a look at the championship standings of the first round of the season at Mosport Park in Canada 7 days ago. We begin with the SR10. Simon Edwards leads the way by 8 points over Luke Crowley. And then it's Sully Reitman in third place. There's Bruno Vitorino in fourth. On 49, it's Heinz Braun in fifth on 44. Then we've got Lucas Nielsen, Phil Glover, and Federico Casassa rounding out all those to have scored points in that respective class. In the SR8, Mike Bousson is ahead by a point over Jamie Bird, who won the feature race last week. He's just a point behind him. It's David Rolliston in third on 41, tied with Stefan Millis. Then we've got Paul Crubb and Rob Woodward next on 39 points apiece. And it's Graham Matthews, Ewan Stitchbury, Colin Wynn, and Paul LeMay rounding out all those to score points in the SR8s. And looking overall in the standings, well, there you go. Simon Edwards is 3 points clear over Bousson, with Bird in third place. It's Crowley in fourth. Wrighton in fifth. It's Vitorino, Braun, Mellis, Rolliston, Crubb, Woodward, Glover, Nielsen, Matthews, Stitchbury, Wynn, LeMay, and Casassa. And looking at the calendar for this season, as I mentioned, we've been to Motorsports Park in Canada. Today is Silverstone. We head to Imola for round 3 in a week's time. Then it's off to Belle Isle in Detroit on the 9th. Then it's to Algarve in Portugal, Portimao that is. Then it's off to Zandvoort and Mid-Ohio to round out the action in October. We then head to Hockenheim, Monza, Watkins Glen, Circuit de la Sarde in Le Mans, and then we finish the season on the 4th of December at Road Atlanta, which should be a fun championship indeed. Only the drivers' best 9 scores across all the 12 rounds will be applied to their championship totals. Let's bring Jim Cunningham into the booth as he's been waiting patiently to speak. Jim, good evening. A mixture of radical SR8s and 10s in action as practice is just coming close to finish off, I think, so we still await qualifying to commence. But what are you looking out for here tonight?
No, we're actually we're in qualifying right now. They just about 2 minutes in so far. Let me tell you, last week was amazing. I was skeptical about these two cars running in the same race, but the way they balanced these cars out, it was phenomenal racing. You had SR8 passing SR10s. The SR10s were a little faster down the straightaways. The SR8s handled better in the corners. They really did a fine job balancing these two cars out, and it was super fun. I can't wait for the rest of these races. This is going to be a blast.
It should be indeed. And George Gonzaga, he's the fastest at the moment in the SR8s with a time of 1 minute 35.3, but the fastest time of them all is Sully Reitman, 1:34.9. I'm still waiting for drivers to post times in this qualifying session. They'll probably get 3 laps at most before the tyres do fall away. But a lot of action to come, that's for sure. You can see on the timing tower who's been setting times and who's perhaps not yet. We've got 14 drivers in tonight as they are all out on the racetrack. And some won't have had any practice running, I don't think. But they've got enough time in this session just to get up to speed. They've probably did some practice beforehand in their own time. I'm really looking forward to see what this event has in store. As we look at Paul Crubb in a familiar livery to what we know from him from another championship involving radicals. He is going for the fastest time. He is going faster than he did so on the previous lap. Probably looking at around about a high 1:34, which is already set by Wrighton on his first effort. But let's see what Crubb can do.
Looks like George Gonzaga here is coming on strong with another lap. He's got 2 purple sectors coming up. I think he's probably gonna jump back up to the top of the board with that.
Well, Crubb's gone to the top for now at least,
Oh,
disposed
Paul
by Paul LeMay, who has now gone to a 1:34.6. We look at Paul Crabb.
George only went third.
At the moment.
Yeah, that's
Gonzaga's only gone third fastest.
Yeah, Paul is putting down some high quality laps here. I didn't even see him pop across the bottom with any purple sectors, and then all of a sudden there he was.
You see Paul LeMay in your picture. Bruno Vittorino is the only driver to get a time on the board. Just got under 5 minutes to go, so he has got enough time to get the first lap time of his up there. Although he's just finished his out lap actually, so he's got some time to get 3 laps at most in. But good lap from Paul LeMay so far, a man that knows his way around this circuit. Paul Crabb likewise. So we've got 5 drivers now that have set 1:34s. Sally Reitman is in 5th place. And it's Heinz Braun in 6th position with 1:35 dead. He's aiming for an improvement. The highest of the SR10s, you have to say, at the moment is Sally Reitman in 5th place, but obviously Paul LeMay is fastest in the SR8s.
So something we can, for people who may be watching and don't know what these colors across the bottom of the screen mean. So when you see these colors pop up at the bottom, if it has purple like George Gonzaga has right here, that is the fastest time recorded today in that sector. If it's a green color in that particular sector, that would mean that it is a personal best for the driver himself, meaning he just turned his fastest time of the day in that sector. And a yellow in that sector would indicate no improvement over their best time. So for anybody that maybe doesn't know what those colors mean, they'll help explain so you know what you're looking at. If you see somebody with a lot of greens and some purples, chances are they're setting a really, really fast lap. Certainly the fastest they've set for themselves. So just a little explanation there in case somebody didn't know.
Bruno Vittorino has gone 3rd fastest whilst we've been talking. And Rob Woodward has gone now up to P11 in the number 18 SR8. And we are seeing on screen now there is Woodward who has gone 11th fastest. Gonzaga is on another time lap. It's on purple in sector 3. How's he going to get on in sector 4? There are 4 sectors around this course that the timing tower seems to clock. Mike Bousson, who's in P7, is about to complete his latest lap.
That should be better.
It'll be a better time compared to what he's already done. Bousson is out of the last corner of left field. LeMay continues to go fastest, but is Bousson going to be able to respond to what he's already produced? He's heading over the line now, and his latest lap is good enough only for 6th fastest. Solly Reisman has gone up to 3rd place as Bousson spins out of Cobb's corner, and he'll probably head back to the pit lane.
So yeah, I'm looking. There's Jamie Bird's on a decent lap. Where's Jamie now? He's in 6th. Yeah, he's going to improve a little bit. Jumped up to 5th.
That's the 5th fastest is Jamie Bird. We're looking to see who else is looking to go quicker than they were beforehand.
Bruno's on a decent lap too. He's got a purple set and green sector in there.
Yeah, Bruno's gone up to what I believe is 6th fast. I don't think he actually improved his position there, so he stays where he is. Colin Wynn is also on a flying lap. He's coming round the last corner. Rob Woodward has got up to 9th. What could be his final effort in this session. Who's close to finishing their latest laps? We've got Paul Crabb on a lap, but I don't think he's actually improving this time around. Paul LeMay is improving on this lap. George Gonzaga went purple in sector 1. We are now looking at Gonzaga here.
Yeah, but 2 yellows to follow that, so I don't know if that's going to improve him any or not.
Out of the final corner, through Woodcote, comes George Gonzaga. And this latest lap he's about to put together is good enough to keep him where he is, actually. He didn't actually improve on his time. Yep. It looks like we're not going to be seeing any more improvements here, Jim.
No, I think that was it. think that was
and
it.
So
oh, good.
Qualifying has concluded, and it is the home hero Polome that will start on pole position for the sprint race with Paul Crabb alongside. Solly Reitinen is in third place ahead of George Gonzaga, and it's Jamie Bird and Bruno Vitorino in 5th and 6th. Mike Bousson and Heinz Braun on row 4, followed by Rob Woodward and Colin Wynn in 9th and 10th. Luke Crowley and Stefan Millis on next, with Phil Glover and Graham Matthews rounding out the 14-car field.
Our old buddy Phil, he did not have that great of a qualifying lap there. That's sure he'll be disappointed with that. We'll obviously at some point tonight we may even pull Phil in while we're racing. He's given me permission to pull him in whenever I want. So
well, we're just waiting for Bruno Vitorino to make his way on the grid, and we are good to go for the first race of round 2 in the Radical Race Series here at the home of motorsport, the British home of motorsport, that is Silverstone. Vitorino has made it onto the grid, and we are good to go for lights out, and we wait for the lights to come on. We have got 1 light on, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lights are on. Lights off, it's go. Paul Crabb reacted slightly better to Paul LeMay as they came out of the kink. And I think LeMay's going to have the inside line still into Copse Corner. So he's going to take the early advantage with Paul Crabb next. And it's Solly Reitinen in third place, the highest of the SR10s. And we've just seen Paul Crabb get a really good toe off Copse Corner. And he goes side by side with Paul LeMay through the winding sections of Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh,
There's
Lord.
2 cars off, 3 and 4 cars off at Maggots as they all rejoin safely. But Paul LeMay leads the way, and it's Paul Crabb, Solly Reitinen, George Gonzaga.
Oh my gosh!
He's committed another car. Mike Bousson has been taken out by George Gonzaga. Both cars badly damaged, and that is effectively race over for the pair of them.
Wow, that was a big crash. We're going to look at that here in a minute. Paul LeMay is pulling away. Him and Paul Crabb, they are on the move.
Crowley's gone down the order a little bit further back. You can see the top 2 pulling further clear of the rest. And there is Stefan Millis going toe-to-toe with Luke Crowley through the old configuration of Abbey. And they're heading through the sections of Bridge and Priory, which are no longer existent in racing around this beloved circuit of Silverstone. It is Paul LeMay who leads, Paul Crabb, Jamie Bird, Solly Reitinen still ahead of all those in the SR10s. And it's Bruno Vitorino in 5th place, Rob Robert in 6th position. He's made up 3 positions from his starting spot. It's Heinz Braun, Colin Wynn, Luke Crowley and Stefan Millis for top 10. Graham Matthews and Phil Glover are behind. George Gonzaga is still circulating, even though he's losing more and more time as we speak. His car will be badly wounded from the contact with Mike Bousson, and I think Bousson is back in the pits, and I think it's race over for him.
Yeah, that didn't go well for Mike and George at all there. Let's take a look at that while we got things have calmed down just a little bit. Let's see. I think this should bring it up right here. Oh man, George just snapped loose.
Yep, and that was enough for Mike Bousson to go airborne, which could have been very, very nasty there.
I tell you what, that looked more exciting from the other angle. Let's take a look at it from ground level and see what happened there. Oh yeah, he was loose and then it caught. That happens.
Well, it was tussling with Solly Reitinen as well. I don't know if there was actually contact between Gonzaga and Reitinen when they came through Chapel.
Go back and see.
I think contact was made.
If not, maybe some neck tone looks like it's slapping around if it wasn't contact, for sure. I agree with you there. Yeah, I agree.
Paul Crabb and Jamie Bird are fighting over 2nd place. We saw the 2 switch places, and Paul LeMay's just scampering further and further up the distance, leaving Paul Crabb and Jamie Bird to fight amongst themselves for 2nd place. Just need to keep it tight through here. Oh, and Paul Crabb nearly looks like he didn't leave Jamie Bird enough room. That was wheel to wheel, banging wheels through Copse Corner. Solly Reitinen thinks he can take 2 in 1 here. Into the floor, Solly Reitinen could take 2. He has to back out of it. Paul Crabb and Jamie Bird just about leaving each other space and respect through Maggots. And now it's going to be down to whether Paul Crab can get a really strong toe out of here, get into the slipstream, and go back through.
I think that was Jamie telling Paul that he didn't appreciate Paul not leaving him any room back there, running him off into the grass. I think he was just letting him know that, you know, we're not gonna race that way.
Here are the leaders. Well, there's the second and third place drivers, Jamie Bird and Paul Crab, coming through cutting out the chicane of Vale and just heading through Club.
Oh my goodness!
Great enough. And that is Bruno Vittorino going off the racetrack in 4th position. This is in the SR8. I think it's 5th position overall. You can see the timing tower just showing drivers in each of their classes. Holden May is the leader in the SR8s. Solly Reitinen is the leader in the SR10s. Heinz Braun is half a second adrift of him.
Reitinen just got by Crab there. He's got to work his way up to 3rd. We'll see if that holds. It'll be interesting to see. This is a higher speed track. So last week it seemed that the SR10s were faster on the straightaways and the SR8s were much quicker through the turns. Well, as Paul Crab puts 2 tires off the track there, but he's held on to it. So we'll see. This is a higher speed track. You would think that the SR10s maybe would have an advantage here, but so far, not so much.
Through Beckett. There is Solly Reitinen ahead of Paul Crab. Got by him on the last lap. We're on lap number 4. I did say it's going to be a 9-lap race. And judging by the time of the event, it looks like it's saying 17 minutes, so it could possibly be.
No, it's laps. It's definitely laps. I've got to adjust the software.
Sorry to cross you, Jim. Someone had gone off the circuit at Stone Corner. Didn't quite see who it was, but that was enough for. I think it was Heinz Braun that just went through, past whoever it was that went off the circuit. It might have been Rob Woodward, thinking of it, because he's now 5 seconds off Bruno Vittorino in their class tussle. But yes, I did cross you there, Jim. I'll let you continue.
No, that's all right. I actually lost my train of thought. So, you know, but anyway, so we were talking earlier about, you know, Silverstone real quick. You know, Silverstone seems to be one of those tracks, either you love it or you hate it as a driver. There's a lot of people that don't like racing Silverstone, and then there's a lot of people that like this is the temple of speed when it comes to European racing, you know, or especially British racing, of course.
I mean, I've always liked the circuit itself. It's fast flowing, and you can just see someone spinning.
Oh.
Who's that? That's just gone round. Is that
Braun?
Is that Braun? Yeah, it's Heinz Braun that's just lost it on the exit of Cops, and that sees him drop down in the order in the SR10s. That was a bad mistake there by Heinz Braun. He's gone down the order there.
Did he go off track, or did he just snap a little bit? Oh no, he got off track and then got
on the dirty stuff on the.
Wow, I got to give him credit. That was a pretty good save considering. Oh, that's that car I loved so much last week. Look at that car, how pretty it is.
It does look beautiful, I agree.
I'm so
ADD. You can just tell the difference between the SR10 and the SR8 in regards to how it's designed.
Yeah, well, if you look at the quickest way for me to tell the difference is if I look at the front end. The front end on the SR10s is kind of pointy. They look like an LMP2 car, and the front end on the SR8s is a more flat across the front nose. If you look right there, then you look at this one here, see the difference. It's flat there, whereas Braun's, it's got that little point. That's the quickest way for me to tell them apart.
There's Heinz Braun running in third place in the SR10s. This man, well, he's making it look so easy.
He's alone, man. I mean, we're talking 5-second lead. That's huge in these cars. Very rarely does that ever happen in with these cars. Solly
Reitinen, he's just as dominant further ahead of Luke Crowley, who's now into second place in the SR10s. A couple of seconds adrift of Reitinen, but Reitinen's got that buffer with Paul Crab right behind. But there is Crowley, just a bit further back. It feels to me like they're just getting into a rhythm here, these drivers, knowing that the top 10 will get reversed at the end of race 1, so don't want to throw it all away during the closing laps of this. I think Mike Bousson may have continued
he did.
in this race.
Yeah, he came out of the pits. I think he's a lap or two down, or at least a lap down maybe. But he did get it repaired and get it out of there.
I think he stayed on the lead lap as Mike Bousson, so he's actually not too far behind. Looking on the timing page, he is actually not far behind Gonzaga at all.
No, he's not. You're right. So there's George.
You can see the replay caption as well, Jim. We're not these are actually live images. You can see.
There you go.
So we're coming away from that now. We can see the timing tower. Paul LeMay is over 5 seconds clear of the rest, as we've already mentioned. Bird is now just over a second clear of Paul Crabb, who has got Luke Crowley, who's further behind in this squabble. There's Rob Woodward in 5th place, in class that is, not overall.
Yeah, seventh overall.
We can look at the overall. That'll be helpful, Jim, and that we can see who is battling who on circuit. But no Crowley, sorry. We've got Bruno Vettorino behind, and Rob Woodward, who's also just a few cars length between them. This is lap number 7, just 3 laps to go in this sprint race in the Radical Race Series. Got the feature race to come as well, which will be 15 laps long. So it'll be 50% more compared to what it will be in this one. Well, I'll say 50%, it'll be around about 66% increase compared to this particular race. You just see that Solo Brighton is just keeping himself comfortable and away from Crowley. He does want that second place overall, but he won't want to risk too much.
Yeah, we'll see. Jamie's. It'd be interesting to see if Paul Crabb can get by Wrighton in here, and it seems like he's a little quicker. I just think he's, struggling to get around him, especially with these faster corners. That SR10 is kind of holding him at bay there.
Wrighton, he's holding Crabb up. Looking further down the order, we've got Crowley, who's still in front of Vittorino and Woodward. Winner's not too far behind either. He's only like a few tenths off Woodward. You can see those 4 cars in the background through maggots.
Okay, this is tight back here. A little battle going on.
I'll tell you that George Gonzaga's got by Graham Matthews' 4 position, so at least he's up a place since the first lap contact with Mike Bousson, who's back in the pits again. I don't think he's going to come back out for the remainder of this.
No, looks like he went back off track again. I think that might have finished him off. Let's go see what happened quick.
This is on the exit of Stowe. Everything seems all right through that. Everything club.
That's interesting. I don't really know why he went back to the pits.
I don't either. We'll come away from Bousson. I don't want to compound his misery even more. Look at Colin Wynn in 8th position, ahead of Heinz Braun.
Just had Paul take the white flag.
Yeah. Last lap it is for Paul LeMay. Dominant performance from Paul. Jamie Bird looking good for 2nd place. And we see Crowley and Vittorino in their own squabble. Coming out of Cop's corner. Vittorino to the outside. Crowley shuts the door on entry. I don't think it was going to be any way through for Vittorino that time around. Now they exit out of Beckett's, and he should be in play to get into the slipstream and have a go on Luke Crowley. Just see the number of times Crowley's moving on the straight. He won't need to be careful and do that too many times. But the race is nearly over, and LeMay is on his way to victory.
Yeah, indeed. This was a perfect race from him. I mean, he just got out there and was just riding around doing his laps. He didn't really get pushed at all.
Stefan Millis is looking good for reverse grid pole. In 10th place. Phil Glover is 6 seconds off, so I think Millis will be absolutely fine from here on in. But Paul LeMay has led every single lap of this one, which will be another championship point. I believe he's also set the fastest lap of this one. He has done, so that's another point coming in the way for him. So it's going to be maximum points from this first race of tonight for Paul LeMay. He wins at Silverstone in the Radical Race Series. A job well done from him.
Yeah,
6 seconds
great.
behind is Jamie Bird in second place. It's solely Reitinen in third, holding off Paul Krebs. So Reitinen wins out in the SR10s. Luke Crowley fifth, second in the SR10s, followed by Rob Woodward, or Bruno Vitorino next, then Woodward, then Wynn. Heinz Braun rounds out the SR10 podium, followed by Stefan Millis, who'll be on reverse grid pole. We've got Phil Glover, George Gonzaga, and Graham Matthews.
All right.
And that is race done and dusted. Let's run down on the result of that first event of tonight here at Silverstone. And it's Paul LeMay who comes out on top. Jamie Bird second, Sully Reitinen in third place and winner in the SR10s. Paul Crabb fourth, Luke Crowley in fifth, Bruno Vitorino in sixth, Rob Woodward seventh, Colin Wynn eighth, Heinz Braun running out the SR10 podium in ninth, and Stefan Millis in 10th place, and will start on reverse grid pole alongside Braun. Phil Glover 11th, and it's George Gonzaga and Graham Matthews who were last to finish. Mike Buisson did not make it to the end.
Well, let's see. We've got a little warm-up period here. A little restroom break. Let's see if Phil's feeling chatty this evening, if he's still in his rig. He probably is, because he races in VR, so he probably doesn't get up. Oh, I can't drag him up. That's interesting. See if you can drag.
Yeah, we can have a word with Phil Glover, and then we can just have a quick word of him. Only a quick word, though.
Yep.
Phil, we're just in the middle of the warm-up session. How do you think you've got on so far with the SR10s?
Well, I'm not ripping up trees, but yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. You'll see how I get on. My coach is not very well today, and I've not had a chance to practice with him this week, so I'm going it alone.
Is he's sick, Phil?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, not very well, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's a bummer. So yeah, I missed him. I was wondering where he was at. That's a shame. So
it's giving everybody else a chance, I think.
probably so. Yeah. Yeah. So seems like these SR8s are a little quicker than you guys this week, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty quick. I mean, if I could stay behind them, I'd probably catch them on the straights, definitely. But yeah, I can't stay with them around the corners.
All right, buddy. We just wanted to pull you in, say hello.
That's great.
I didn't get to talk to you pre-race, so we're going to grid up here. We'll let you go and get back to you doing your thing, man.
Yeah, see you a bit later.
All right, buddy. See you.
See you soon, Phil. Thank you very much. And so the warm-up session is finished, which means we can run down on the grid for the final race of tonight, 15 laps ahead of us. Stefan Millis on pole with Heinz Braun alongside Colin Wynn and Rob Woodward in third and fourth. It's Bruno Vitorino and Luke Crowley on row 3, followed by Paul Crubb and Solly Reitinen. Jamie Bird and race 1 winner Paul LeMay is in 10th place. They've got Phil Glover, who just spoken to, George Gonzaga, Graham Matthews and Mike Buisson are next. The lights are coming on, Jim, so we are good to go. And we're about to get on the way for race number 2 here at Silverstone. The lights are on. Lights off, it's go at Silverstone. A good getaway from Stefan Millis. Heinz Braun got away better though, and he's got his nose in front before they even get to Cops Corner. And looking at the front, there you see Braun and Millis going almost side by side with Woodward, who gets the better exit coming out of Cops. It looks like Paul Crabb has gone round, unfortunately, and that's him to the back of the field. I don't know whether anyone else got involved in that. I think they just avoided him. But you can just see there's a little bit of a breakaway as Heinz Braun leads clear, and I think Solly Reitenen's got damage, Jim.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's coming across the grass there.
A terrible shame for the man who came out on top in the SR10s in the first race. It doesn't like he's going to be repeating that this time around. But we can see Luke Crowley, who's got in front of Stefan Millis into third place. But Rob Woodward, who's the highest of the SR8s, going for glory this time around. Simon Edwards and Jamie Bird were the race winners last week at Motorsport Park. Tonight, Paul LeMay was just absolutely dominant. Can he be the first one to complete a clean sweep?
That would be, let's see. Well, Paul's already up 3 spots. Busan is up 8 spots already. Holy cow.
Incredible start from Mike Buson, up from last to 6th.
Wow.
Half a lap, basically.
Yeah, half a lap.
But Heinz Braun is in the clear. We'll get a quick look, actually, of that contact involving Paul Krubb and Solly Reitinen at Cops Corner, Jim, because both cars were clearly affected from it. So this is Paul Krubb. So he's at the middle of the pack here. Sends one at the inside, and he actually gets tapped by someone. I don't think Reitinen actually made contact with Krubb. He was pretty much in the second part of it, where he collected and lost the front bonnet of his.
But somebody there was a separate contact there, though. Who was that? Let's see back to the chopper.
I think it might have been was it Colin Wynn that came together with him?
No, that was Reitinen that hit. Who was it? I don't know who that was that Reitinen hit. Maybe Graham Matthew, possibly.
I mean, Graham Matthews started at the back. I'm not sure if it was him, but we'll come away from that and discuss that another time. Heinz Braun in the lead then. There's Rob Woodward in second place. Luke Crowley third. Stefan Millis still fourth, but he's run wide through Stowe Corner, and that's going to be a very, very easy infight, of which Bruno Vittorino is not going to refuse. But he's not quite got ahead of him yet, actually, as Vittorino. So he remains in fifth place. Mike Buson in sixth position after that storming start. And then we've got Paul LeMay up in seventh place after beginning this one in 10th. Then it's Gonzaga, Bird, Wynn, Glover, Crabb, Matthews, and Reitinen is in the pit lane. I think it's eventually race over. There we see Crowley going for it on Woodward over at Priory, and that was not quite job done there for the home hero.
No, and you got is it Buson? It was It was Vittorino though, swung out really wide there. I thought he was fixing to make a dive in there. Now you got Paul LeMay.
Woodward's going for it on Braun on the pit straight, and he's going to send one to the inside at Cops Corner. He has to tuck back in. It's just too quick of a corner to make an absolute dive bomb of it. Reisen's just coming out of the pit lane a lap down now, so he'll have to hope for more to drop out of this one before this race is over to get some extra points. Buson's going for it though, already on Stefan Millis, and into fourth place goes Buson. Nail bites and stuff. That was the bit between his teeth, but boy, did he make it work.
Man, he is flying today. 10 spots already.
He knows that race one got away from him, and now it's his job to fight back, and Millis is about to lose another place to Bruno Vittorino, and I think
holy cow,
Vittorino, strangely enough, he managed to get alongside Buson actually. Does this go back to the argument about the fact that the SR10s are quicker on the straights?
I guess. I mean, man, he was flying right there.
Well, either way, Vittorino's in fifth place. LeMay's got by Millis at last. They are in the same machinery as each other, LeMay and Millis. Well, Vittorino is doing an almighty job so far. You could just see the speed differential all the way towards Bridge, and there we go, look, on the inside. We won't get the job done through Priory because we expect the SR8 to basically have the upper hand that time around. But Vittorino is giving Buson a huge run from his money here, and it looks like Braun has got Woodward for company. He's using that straight line speed. I think that's the thing with Woodward. He's good at getting alongside, but the straight line speed in that SR8 just isn't there. Crowley's got by Woodward.
Yep. That was a nice
Crowley.
move.
And that's it. That's Crowley in an SR10 going by.
Jamie here coming by Stefan Millis with Gonzaga right in front of him.
So it's cut across. Millis has lost 5 positions in a space of a lap.
Yeah.
Now we see more action further up front from Jamie Bird. Buson in 4th place behind Woodward. Bruno Vittorino's in 5th. He's dropped back from Buson. He's now got Paul LeMay for company. I think Vitorino, through this particular section of the course, is where the straight line speed is going to really unleash, and that's going to give him that buffer, the important buffer to pull away from LeMay. I mean, Club's not that corner to help him, but down this faster section through Abbey, then chicanes, that's when the speed is unleashed.
I'm going to jump back and show this happened to Reitman earlier. It was probably let's see. I thought there was another crash after this. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, that's when he was tore up and he jumped to the pits. He is back out there now, but
Paul Crab we've also lost.
Yeah, I'm going to show you that here in a second. No, he's got another one. Make sure we don't miss anything here right now, and then we'll jump back. See, there he goes there, and then
he went on the grass and ice.
He's tore up apparently.
Yeah, and that's race done. Don't know if that's contributed by the contact he had on lap 1.
I'm sure, probably.
And further up front, Mike Bousson has got Rob Woodward ahead. He's thinking about a move on him at some point in the near future. We're on lap number 5. 15 laps it will be. And plenty of time for those out of position on the grid to make their way through the field. Mike Bousson has got Paul LeMay for company now. These two.
All three of them.
Very competitive. Bousson spins.
Bousson's around again.
Yeah, no damage made, but that's cost him positions. And now Vitorino on the grass there, and he's going to go back through on Paul LeMay.
There goes Paul back, though. Well, man, Vitorino seems to be so fast, like in the braking zones, like he's carrying so much speed in there. It's really weird.
Just so much more space, and you can just see how close Bird is on the exit, but Vitorino's going to have the straight line speed on the pit straighters. There's no way that Paul LeMay, is going to make his way through. He's going to have to hold back and hope for a mistake from Vitorino. You see, even through Cops Corner, a high-speed section of the course, the SR8s are quicker.
It seems like it, doesn't it? I think the SR8s are the best car this week, but the argument to that would be first and second are both SR10s right now, but
LeMay's only good enough to remain in the tow of Vitorino, and the top two in front, Braun and Crowley, just trying to not give as much of a tow to each other. Crowley's the one chasing, Braun is the one defending, and Woodward has got Vitorino, who's fending off Paul LeMay, and George Gonzaga has come through the field rather nicely.
Yes.
Mike Bousson is in 9th after that spin.
Yeah, I mean, he's still up 5 spots for the race. He was up about 10 or 12 spots there earlier, but still up a little bit. This battle here just won't let go. These two. 3, really. Jamie's right in there as well.
Jamie Bird behind Paul LeMay in the fight for 5th position overall. 3rd in class. But now they are chasing after Bruno Vitorino, who's been frustrating them for a number of laps.
I think Vitorino's one of those guys that you got to get real aggressive to passing. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to stick it in there a little bit on him, I think. Just the way he seems to drive.
There's clearly more downforce in that SR8. You could just tell by the way he was able to close up in that one corner alone. Bousson gets by Mellis for 8th position before they get to Maggots. But yeah, it's a difficult one to tell. It just depends which car is best for you.
Right. I think that's the key, you know. By the way, I don't know who did it this week, but I'm sure Paul LeMay, Simon Edwards is typically involved. They do the balance of these cars themselves, you know, so it's something that they do. They drive them during the week and make adjustments to the weight and what have you to get them squared away, and power balances and all that kind of stuff. So props to them, because I never thought this was going to work, and it's been fun action so far both weeks, you know.
I'm going to interrupt because Crowley's taking the lead from Hayes Braun on this lap. Crowley got the move done at Stowe Corner. He's now ahead of Braun. I think that was coming for some time. And Bird was got by LeMay on this lap, and I think Vittorino has lost 2 positions to both LeMay and Bird. So Vittorino's resistance has finally been broken by those 2. But Jamie Bird has made an error. He's had a spin at Brooklands Corner. Yes. Yes, because you can see that tyre smoke in the background just a little bit sooner. But we're going to see a replay on how he's managed to do that. Well, Vittorino went wide at Priory. We're going to see Bird, I think, get on the power too much too soon here. Yeah, there was no contact, and that was all of Bird's doing, really.
All right, so let's go back real quick. Let's see the pass for the lead here from Luke.
This is over at Club where he's got the overtake done at. Yeah, I think from the moment Braun wasn't going to fight it, he just had to let Crowley go. You have joined us in the live chat. We do welcome you. Feel free to get involved, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the JP Broadcasting channel.
Yeah, please interact with us. Come chat, ask questions.
Here we see Buson back into 6th position. He's now got Vittorino ahead.
I tell you what, given the way he spun and how, you know, that was a pretty severe spin. I mean, he went off track spinning, and he has recovered from that really nicely. These guys have been flying on the, you know, regular, and he's caught back up to him. And he's got Gonzaga right behind him, and George is a very fast driver. I know he missed last week, he wasn't here, but, you know, George is quick.
Gonzaga is holding on. Crowley's gap to Braun is 7/10. There's Woodward, LeMay, Vittorino, Buson, Gonzaga, Mellis, Bird and Wynn inside the top 10. Crowley clearly doing everything right.
Yeah, I mean, Luke's a great driver. Just for the record, Luke, whenever you watch this back, I'm still a believer. Long story. A couple of years ago, I was talking about him, how great he was or whatever, and then he had an off race or something, and I said something, and he sent me a message and said, you gotta believe, you gotta stay believing. He said I didn't believe in him anymore. I still believe. He's a good guy, man. He's a quick racer. He's gotten so much better. I mean, he races, you know, with the likes of Simon Edwards and those guys on a regular basis, Gonzaga. You know, you got to be fast to run with those guys.
You see Gonzaga. Jones continues to run wide through Club. There is a bump on there which can catch you out if you're unlucky.
I saw that, yeah. I saw somebody hit it earlier. What we got here, look at this. LeMay going through.
LeMay going past Woodward, and that's for the lead in the SRA. So Paul LeMay going through ahead of Rob Woodward for 3rd place. Now can he go after the 2 SL10 cars that are leading outright, Luke Crowley and Heinz Braun?
What was our lap count on this one? 15?
15, yeah. So we're going to head over the line, and we've got 6 to go.
Wonder if
he's got enough time.
Yeah, I was thinking. I wonder if he does have enough time, I think. Uh-oh. Jamie, what happened here, buddy? Oh, that was a while back.
And Solly Reisden back in the pit lane.
Oh, no.
He's had a race to the gap. This is Jamie Bird at Cops Corner.
Oh, just wide. Okay, he saved it. I tell you what, man. People don't realize how hard that is to save right there. When you're flying that fast and that back end steps out on you like that, that's not easy.
Woodward in 4th place. Vittorino 5th, ahead of Buson in 6th. I can't see the 2 leaders.
Go. I'll say, I can't believe Buson is about to make a pass here for 5th place. Considering he had worked his way all the way up, spun all the way back again, and now here he is back up here again. You know, there's no cautions to help him get back up there. This is pretty impressive.
But Vitorino will use that straight line speed advantage to his, just see how much he's able to pull away from Buson there, and nearly runs into
Gosh, he sure did.
Woodward on the entry to Priory. That was
See what I'm talking about? How fast he is on entry like that under braking.
Yeah, and now he's lost position to Mike Buson.
Yeah, and he twitched it hard right there. He's going to lose to George Gonzaga, I think, too. Because his tires are going to be angry.
5 to go here at Silverstone. Crowley's lead is now 1.3 seconds over Polomé, who's got by Heinz Braun for second position. We didn't see the overtake, but we know that LeMay has got through.
We will go back and look at that for sure.
This is at Brooklands.
Ooh, just turned it right under him. That's that cornering power of the SR8s. It's lighter, it's more nimble. It just it seems like it corners a little better. That was a nice move.
Is Polomé going to come away with a clean sweep? So far in this race, he has set the fastest up of the race.
Ooh, that's a big gap to make up.
Yeah, well, he won't lead the most laps because it's impossible for him to do that in this one. But he'll come away with a good haul of points to give himself a chance at the championship. Remember, only the driver's best 9 rounds are counted towards the championship. So all those that missed racing here tonight or last week can use that as one of their drop scores.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a few drop rounds, you know, compared to most series and stuff. You know, it's usually 1 or 2, you know. So to have 3, that's ooh.
That's Mellis and Bird fighting over 8th position.
No, not like those two don't have a history of racing each bumper to bumper with each other.
Crowley has had his lead slashed, now down to 6/10.
Wow!
Polomé.
We were just sitting here talking about how tough it was going to be to make up a second and a half. With how many laps we had left, he just cut it. He just cut it by a second right there.
Yeah, but this is the section where Bird is going to. Sorry, LeMay is going to be more.
Look, he's all
strong
over him.
At. Yeah, he's in the slipstream, but watch for Crowley to pull away here.
Yeah, but he's got the toe.
Straight line speed is going to be what keeps him ahead of LeMay before they get to Stowe. You see LeMay coming through Stowe Corner. You can just tell he's got that advantage. Is Crowley going to be able to fight it? We'll see soon enough. I think LeMay's going to have a stronger drive out of here. No doubt about it. LeMay coming out of club. Crowley goes wide. But I think through the section of Priory past the chicane, he's going to be remaining in the lead. But how close can LeMay get to get an overtake completed?
Oh, I think he's looking.
He's dropped it!
No! Golly!
Yeah, that drops him down to 5th place behind Mike Buson and Bruno Vitorino. And that will give Luke Crowley the buffer he needs for the final 3 laps of this race. Heinz Braun goes back into P2.
Yeah, I believe that'll do it. Paul was sure making a run at him there. That's good for Luke, though.
Cops corner. LeMay gets better drive compared to Vitorino. He's not going to have the straight line speed to keep alongside Vitorino through Maggots and Beckett's. But will it be a brilliant drive out of there for LeMay to get back into 4th place? He's keeping himself in touch, but Vitorino's going to pull away. Now, even if LeMay doesn't win this race outright, he's got a chance to maybe go back ahead of Mike Buson. But just watch for Vitorino coming out of club. I bet he'll get alongside Buson and head through.
You think?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see him in one of these breaks. I can't wait to see him getting somebody. Look how wide he is there! Oh my gosh!
Ooh. Yeah. It's not going to be close enough to have a go. Oh, there actually. It's going to get alongside Mike Buson. Yeah, I called it.
You did call it. Even with that incredible wide run he got there, man. I believe it was almost like a slingshot. Oh, here comes Busan. That's going to be tough to get around the outside of him there.
Well, he's got the downforce advantage through here. And this is where the SR8s, yeah.
Oh, he just pulled right past him. This is going to come right down to the wire, I think.
Absolutely. Behind Braun, it's now 1.2 behind Crowley. He's looking good for his first win of the season. And there goes Bruno Vitorino into
back again.
Cop's corner. Is Busan going to fight back?
May
is doing his best to fight back. Just 2 to go now, Jim.
Yeah, this is this is heating up. This is good stuff right here.
May to the outside. Busan gets pushed out. And Busan is able to hold on. Gonzaga's behind LeMay. Out of Beckett's and Chappell. And then Woodward, who's further back. There you can see Jamie Bird. Then we've got Colin Wynn, who's going in front of Stefan Millis. Gonzaga's gone through on LeMay at Stowe Corner.
He didn't get it done, but he probably slowed LeMay down a little bit.
It's been a super drive actually from Bruno Vitorino in this one. Really spirited one. And we've now got... Oh, that's a spin. LeMay's gone round.
Oh, no, again. Wow.
Second spin of the race for Paul LeMay, this time over at Club Corner. He has rejoined, I think, ahead of Colin Wynn.
Yeah.
That just sums up race 2 for Paul LeMay. It's not going to be anything like what it was in the sprint race as Luke Crowley begins his final lap. Heinz Braun in P2, Bruno Vitorino P3, the highest of the SR8s. Looking good there. Mike Buson coming through from the back of the field to 4th place, but can he make it an SR8 win for himself?
He is, he's had a heck of a drive in this race for sure.
Down the hanger straight for the last time. Luke Crowley looking strong. Bruno Vitorino looking good to remain in front. And just to correct myself, I think Bruno Vitorino's in an SR8, isn't he? So he'll be in front. I don't know why I was thinking that he was in an SR10, because I always felt like he had a straight line speed advantage.
Right. Unless I got him classified wrong, does he? We got time to go look.
We'll see soon enough.
No, it looks like a 10 to me.
And it says that he's got a yellow counter, which means that he's in an SR8. So I think he's actually in an SR10. Is Bruno Vitorino? Yeah, he's definitely an SR10. You could just tell.
You're right.
You could just tell by that nose section.
Yeah, that was me. I did that.
Here is Luke Crowley. He's about to finish off what's been a brilliant race from him. 6th on the grid to get into the lead, getting by Heinz Braun eventually. But it's going to be a good haul of points for him and for his championship title. Luke Crowley exits left field and through Woodcote for the last time to win in the Radical Race Series here at Silverstone in the feature race. A job well done. It is 2 home heroes winning here at Silverstone. Heinz Braun 2nd, with Bruno Vitorino completing the SR10 podium. Mike Buson is 4th, the winner in the SR8s. And we've got George Gonzaga, Jamie Bird, Rob Woodward, Paul LeMay in a disappointing 8th. Colin Wynn 9th, and it's Stefan Millis, Phil Glover and Graham Matthews. The rest of those 2 make it to the checker flag, with Solly Reitinen and Paul Crabb not doing so.
Vitorino was in a 10.
And that is race done and dusted.
Yep.
Let's run down on the final race result of tonight. And it is Luke Crowley who is the winner ahead of Heinz Braun. It's Bruno Vitorino in 3rd place and rounding out the SR10 podium. Mike Buson 4th, John Gonzaga 5th. It's Jamie Bird, Rob Woodward, Paul LeMay, Colin Wynn, Stefan Millis, Phil Glover, Graham Matthews. And those were the 12 drivers to finish. Solly Reitinen and Paul Crabb did not make it to the end.
Yeah, that okay, so I corrected that. So yeah, it was top 3 by SR10s in this race. Wow, that was crazy, because in the first race it really seemed like the SR8 was the dominant car, and then that completely turned around in this one.
Absolutely. So let's get a word with some of the judges. We'll begin
Yeah,
with
Paul.
Phil Glover, because we spoke to him a little bit earlier about how he was getting on, considering that his coach had been unwell. Phil, welcome. How was that second race for you?
It was okay, but I think I probably got a big apology to make to Paul Crabbe, have I? I don't know whether you saw that. I think I maybe hit him. I don't think he was too happy.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't see him. So
I think there was definitely contact. We couldn't really tell for certain whether it was you or someone else, so I didn't really want to guess. But there was him,
Yeah.
you, and Solly Wrighton in that blue livery car that was also affected.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, maybe I've got more apologies to make than just one then. You know me, it's never intentional, but sometimes it's really difficult in VR. And yeah, with a different headset on, I'm going to have to change. I need a wide field of view so as I can see what's around me. Because the mirrors and the new iRacing setup, the virtual mirror is a load of pants. It's not very good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, I'm not a racer myself, so maybe Jim could know a little bit more about it.
Yeah,
Jim, it's quite narrow and thin, isn't it? The new mirror.
Yes, yeah, it is. And I drive on a single monitor. I have VR, but I don't actually race in VR too much. But I drive on a single monitor, so I struggle anyway. So I don't really get to use the mirrors as much as I would like. I need to get my VR headset up. I mean, I got it. I just don't ever race with it. But I need a rig like you got, Phil, with motion and VR. You got it all.
Yeah, it's all right until you crash somebody. It shakes you all over the place. So I definitely knew I'd hit somebody. But yeah, it was not intentional. So I'll
sure.
let Paul know.
I'm pretty sure they know that, you know.
Yeah, it was all right though. I like this track better than the normal one we use because it's a bit more technical, the other one, and it's a bit slower and it's harder to get the chicanes right, I find it. But this was quite nice.
Yeah, we liked it. I think it's kept the flow of the track nice and sound, especially through Abbey Corner and through the old sections of Bridge and Priory. I was a big fan of it when Formula One obviously raced there all those years back. I still remember that experience when I went 20 years ago on the Friday of the British Grand Prix weekend. You can see the cars sort of filtering through Bridge and Priory, and that was probably one of the most satisfying sights, even though it wasn't the best of places to get an overtake done at.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. It's the first time I've ever driven this layout. But because I'm not a great fan of Silverstone. I think I said last week was it you, Jim? It's a bit flat and a bit open, but it was quite nice tonight. So,
hey Phil, I have your replay up just now from that incident. Man, I'm not sure that you actually hit him. That might have been netcode. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it from the chopper view, but I think that might have been netcode, buddy.
Well, I mean, the end result is Paul unfortunately didn't survive, so that's not great either way.
Right.
But it's better to know it's not my fault.
Let me see here. This might not be the best angle, actually. Something down here. Here it comes.
Looking carefully. This is Paul. I think this is a different instance to the one I was alluding to.
Oh
Jim.
no. Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a racing incident, that one. If you're talking about the one at Maggers, that's a racing incident in my book.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting worried if there's multiple.
I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know that. I don't show anything in this race, in the second race that was other than that one. But yeah, anyway. So
well,
anyway,
don't worry. Simon will tell me off when he watches the replay.
That's good. I hate that Simon's feeling bad. Hopefully he's watching the broadcast, or at least the replay he'll watch, and we'd like to see you back next week, buddy. You know,
I think it's too much alcohol in the 80s weekend that he went the weekend before. So,
yeah, that happens.
Last weekend. Yeah.
The 80s
right, anyway,
weekend.
I don't want to hog the space. We'll
let you go, buddy.
The guys that have done well.
All right, man.
Take care. See you later. Bye.
Thank you for taking the time to speak to us, Phil. That's
Yeah,
great.
no worries. Always welcome.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Let's grab a word with Mike Bousson, who ended his evening in a better way than he did so in the first race. Mike, good evening. How are you?
I am loving life. Yourself, guys?
We're good.
Good.
So, Mike, you passed quite a few cars in that second race.
It was a good second race, wasn't it? It was 14th to
to like third or fourth.
Spin, and then I had to do it all again. I thought to myself, if I hadn't done that, been so eager to try and pass. I can't remember who it was. It was on, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I think you passed. I think you passed about 20 cars on that second race.
That's it. Well, that's it. I was running out of cars to pass, so I thought I'd go back a few. And
sure. Well, you give them a fair chance. You got to do that.
Well, this is it. They'll only cry otherwise, won't they? It's cheating. No, it was good. It was good.
I tell you what, man. Those SR10s got you on that second race, though. All three of them. They were top three with all SR10s.
Fair. Yeah, I didn't even realize, to be fair, when it said first, I was thinking, first of what?
No,
I thought there were still SR8s in front of me.
No, you were the leader in the SR8s, so you definitely got a class win out of it.
Yeah, I'll give it to Bruno. He is anything but robust, I tell you. I think I would have edged it if Bruno wasn't so keen to fight. But fair play to him. It was all good fun. I suppose.
Well, he didn't want to give that podium up,
Well, no, I'll give him that. It's it ebbed and flowed. Obviously the problem was you could pull away from the SR10, but obviously if they attack you in the corner, you're on the back foot then for half a lap, and unless you can ultimately gap them somewhere else in the lap.
Which is funny because that's exactly the opposite of last week.
Yeah, that's it. It's a shame, really, because, I would say the 8th, it was a lot better it was a lot more even, I would say, obviously the fact
Silverstone's
that Bruno could come back to me every lap.
Silverstone's a tough track, man. I mean, so, props to, and if Simon was sick this week, maybe they didn't get to do as many laps balancing the cars as they normally do, because I know Simon's ill. So, that's you could volunteer to jump in there and help balance these cars too,
Oh, I would only balance it in my favor, so it's pointless. I'm not having it any other way. But yeah, no, it was pretty fair, to be fair.
Well, congratulations, buddy, on a good night. That was certainly entertaining. You definitely entertained us in that last race for sure.
Well, I do try my best.
Who you gonna shout out to this week?
I'll give it to Bruno for some good battling there. I'll give it to Bruno.
There you go. All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you. Go ahead.
And my old mate, and Donald Trump, obviously. But I'll leave it there.
So we'll see you Monday in the SR8s, and we'll see you next week here. Good talking to you.
And you, bye.
Thank you for taking the time to speak to us, Mike.
Sorry, bye.
That was Mike Bousson. Let's grab a word with Paul LeMay, if he can join us in the booth. Yep, he's with us now. Paul, sprint race win, absolute dominant. That's probably the most dominant I've ever seen an SR8 do.
Good evening, gents. Yeah, it was. I was just saying to Luke, I just put my foot down and just went as fast as I could, really. And as soon as I built up a little bit of a gap, I could just sort of relax a bit and just reel off the laps. So, so I was really pleased with that.
Looks like you put your foot down in race two, too.
Yeah, that wasn't so good, was it, Jim?
Well, you had the pace.
I had the pace, but sadly, I didn't have my brake bias set properly.
Yeah, you can tell that too, because the spin I just put up was clearly a brake bias issue, because you could see as soon as you started to roll into that corner, man, that rear end just snapped around on you.
Yeah, so I lost it there, and then I carried on round next lap, same corner, nearly lost the rear again, and I thought, oh, I better look at the brake balance. And sure enough, it wasn't where it should be. So I was lucky to get as far as I did, really. But and then of course I spun again and run out of talent. So one of those things. But it was a great night. Really enjoyed it. And big shout out to Luke.
Your ambition was greater than your talent. Is that what was happening?
It was, mate. It was. Yeah, definitely. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
This is good stuff, man. This is 2 weeks of this, and it's entertaining. And more than anything, I just love seeing all the SR guys getting back together and racing together again. You know, and they did it in a way where you didn't have to bail on the car that you like. You know.
Yeah, it's worked out really well. It's made the racing really interesting because you've really got to think about your strong points and the weaker points on the other cars and what have you. So you've got to sort of compensate when you're close to an SR10 in certain areas. But you know, if they got out of I think it's the Beckett's and down the Hangar Straight, they could pull 0.4, 0.5 a second if they get off there pretty quick. So you've got to make it all up on the brakes and then, you know, hold that corner speed up and try and catch them up again. So it's just been enormous fun trying to do it, you know.
So what's funny is just interviewed Busan, right? And
yeah,
his take on it was exactly the opposite of yours.
Really?
Yeah. He felt like that the SR10s had the better cornering and that you guys had the better power, which is hilarious if you think about it, because both of you are pretty equal drivers, right? And your take on what was happening was exactly the opposite of each other.
Yeah. I mean, the 8's definitely quicker in the corners, without a doubt.
That's it. Well, that's what it was last week. That's why I even said to him during the interview, I said, well, that's completely the opposite of last week, you know? Because the SR8 was definitely the cornering car last week, which is what really gave it the advantage, you know? So, but this is good fun, man. I love it. It's
I'm loving it. It's so really good.
So,
I'm hoping it makes a really good broadcast and there's plenty of dicing, you know?
Right. Well, last week was phenomenal amount of dicing. You know, Silverstone's a little harder to get that because of the high speeds, but I think overall it's going to be a good schedule. I think we're going to have plenty of dicey racing for sure. So congratulations, buddy. That first race was impressive. It was boring, but it was impressive. So
just shame I couldn't pull off in the second race, but there you go. One of those things. But no, it's been good fun.
So who you want to shout out to before we let you go?
I think Luke on his winning race 2, he kept it cool, kept it neat and tidy. I made the mistake, he didn't. So shout out to him.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you next week and Monday night as well. So
looking forward to it.
Talk to you soon.
All right, Jim. Take care now.
All right, buddy.
Bye-bye.
That was Paul LeMay. We spoke to Let's Have a Word with the feature race winner and the winner in the SR10s, Luke Crowley. Congratulations on that feature race win. That was nail-biting stuff, but you held your nerve and won out deservedly.
Yeah, it was a good race. They kept me honest. Paul decided to give me the win, which was nice of him.
That was a donation.
Yeah, it really was. He was like about a second faster in the last sector on the track, and it was inevitable that he was going to get past me. So I think he said he locked the rears and spun it. So that was
he had his brake bias crank backwards. As soon as he touched the steering wheel, that car came around.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So that gave me the win there. Basically, I think I was managing to keep Heinz at bay. So it was. Yeah,
but you held it for a long time, though. I mean, you were up front for a long time. That's no mistakes after that. You did well.
Well, I had it in the back of my head. If Simon's not here, you got to make the most of it.
That's a true story, isn't it?
So you got to get those points when you can, when Simon's not about. So I made sure that I did.
All right, you guys found this? Yeah, go ahead, Tom. I suppose.
Yeah, I was going to say, how have you found this season so far in the competitiveness between the SR10s and the SR8s?
I think it's great fun. I think I'm really enjoying these races, not knowing like how the two cars are going to perform compared to each other because of the BOP. Like the SR10s here were a little bit stronger in the straights, so it gave us a tiny bit of an edge. But the 8s were so fast through the corners. It was insane. Trying to keep up with them through the corners was crazy. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really competitive. You know, the 8s are really competitive here. The 10s are really competitive. So I think it's great. I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it as well. There's different battles going on within the field of SR8s and SR10s. What about the rest of the season then? Which circuits do you think you're going to benefit the most from? Because we're just looking at Imola, we're looking at Belle Isle, Portimao, Zandvoort, Mid-Ohio, Hockenheim, Monza, Watkins Glen, Le Mans, and Red Atlanta. Which circuits are you most confident?
Rather than confidence, I'll say the ones that I enjoy, because I'm not confident in any of them. But I really enjoy Belle Isle, and I think it's going to be weird doing that in the SR10. I've never done it in the SR10, so Belle Isle will be interesting. I'll enjoy that for sure. And I've always got a soft spot for Watkins. I do enjoy Watkins Glen. So yeah, looking forward to those two most.
Excellent. Anyone you want to shout out to, Luke, before I let you go?
Paul for giving me the win.
That's cold-hearted, man.
I mean, no, Paul for being unlucky there, really, more than anything. And all the new guys for coming along, and you know, anyone else out there that's thinking about coming and doing it, come and do it. It's so much fun.
Indeed, absolutely.
We'll let you go then, Luke. Well done on that feature race win, and we'll look forward to more of that in the weeks to come.
All right, cheers, guys. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Luke, for your time to speak to us.
And
And that pretty much
it.
rounds. And that very much rounds out the evening's action here at Silverstone. Jim, I think we've learned something here, haven't we? With the quality of the SR10s compared to the SRAs, we've seen a true idea as to where the strengths and weaknesses are between the two machines.
Yeah, we have, but to me, what was the most interesting about that is the fact that Mike Buson, who is a very good driver, you know, we know that he's fast, and his take was completely the opposite of a couple of the other guys, which tells you that those cars are probably pretty well balanced, because, you know, he wasn't sure if you know what I mean? He wasn't sure if it was faster on the straights or in the corners. So to me, that says that they have just done a phenomenal job. And regardless of which car is faster or whatever, the level of competition and how fun this is, I have to agree with what, you know, Luke said. It's just so much fun. It actually makes me wish I was racing in it.
I can imagine so. And that brings an end to tonight's racing. Thank you very much for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the JP Broadcasting YouTube channel so you can keep right up to date with all the action that is being streamed. Jim, also, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary booth, as always. And we'll do it all over again in 7 days' time at the Imola circuit in Italy. I am Tom Cairns with Jim Cunningham, and we'll speak to you again soon when the Radical Race Series returns.